So that was Francis Bebey, who I've already played before, another album of his or a bunch. Um, this is, in my opinion, probably his most dance floor one. As you could hear, there was like almost a four to the floor beat to it, and most tracks on it have that. Funnily enough, every time I play this, people like Zelvia tell, oh, kalimba, but no, that's a sonza. The kalimba has only 6 or 8. I think it's only 6 um, uh, keys in a way, and that's the sonza. Francis Bebey again, who is a very interesting figure. Look him up online. His history. I've already told it a few times, so. If you don't know, let's say that he managed to matter quite a lot in the world in an invisible fashion, but still very effective.
Yeah, thanks for the opening, Stunty. First of all, we have to a little echo. I think you should turn off.
From me or from Thomas?
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, then it's good because I do that. Okay.
And now it's gone, right?
The sound of the track.
Yeah. The sound of the track was fine.
Okay, because we've been off for a month now, so
exactly that's what
I forgot which order.
First time in a month.
Yeah.
First off, you had your festival. Maybe you also inform us a little bit about it. And second, last week, Thomas traveled a bit around Europe. One of the destinations was Düsseldorf and Wuppertal Café Audiophile. Yeah, that was quite a week, right, Thomas? And probably your festival was quite something too. Hey, Becky. Hey, Heike, Winston. First things first, Stunty. How was the festival?
I think it was great. I think it was a big surprise. No, it could have gone catastrophe like everything, but no, I was saying that I was pleasantly surprised by the performances is the understatement of the year. And there were at least 2 performances that brought me to tears, and I was not alone there in the audience.
You were on a concert and cried?
Oh yeah. It was.
Last time you did that was Beatles 71, right?
Last time I did that, it has happened to me a few times, but yeah, there was at least one gig that after it, everyone was like agreeing, okay, this is one for the ages. This is one we're gonna remember.
Oh, I know what it was. It was the artist on the sea with the electricity and the fire when she went into play.
No, it was the Handover, the Egyptian band. They did one track only that they improvised, or not they improvised, but that they ad-libbed on, went up, down, but just grew the track for 53 minutes. And people loved it. But after 40 minutes, 40, 45, it would have been great and enough. But in a way, just the fact that they won us, they took us further. You know, when it's almost like painful, like your mind is programmed to, oh, that's enough. But we liked it so much, and we have to give them respect. And just because of that, took people into a trance, literally. Like it was really, really something else. And there was other musicians there, very experienced one who I saw they were crying. They came to me after at the end, like I've never seen anything like that. Like it was, and yet it was not my favorite performance of the whole thing. Like,
do you have recordings from those?
We've filmed excerpts of everything professionally. So we'll be putting out a sort of video
That's cool.
sum up of it all. And it was, there was a lot of stuff we learned, not necessarily mistakes, but like lots of crises to address. There were a few people from the VC who came, so that was
Really?
nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool. That's cool.
from
That's cool.
Germany, from the US, from the UK, from France, from Sweden, from Denmark. So that was pretty cool. And but yeah, it really felt like while we were doing it and after it that okay, we did something pretty incredible. Like even by our own standards, it like exceeded. Um, and the project was very ambitious sociologically and artistically. So um, yeah, we did lose money again as expected, but actually we shouldn't have. Like there
Yeah,
was
you
like a
told me.
mate.
You told
Yeah,
me. You want to talk about it?
nah, nah. It's not interesting
No,
for
right.
other people, but
Yeah.
uh, well,
So,
let's
but
say that.
but we agreed last year. I remember something from the first festival that the second one is the most difficult one.
Uh,
Don't
I
say
guess
no.
so.
Don't say no. It's the third now.
In a way, I mean, in a way, it is the more difficult because, like, if you do it once and you don't do it again, everybody will think it's fine, like no problem. So in that sense, yes, but it was actually easier to do than the first one in many regards because we had an even clearer vision and more time to work on it.
Mm,
It also basically showed us where we disagreed with some of the people who worked with us, who had a different vision for it, who hadn't understood the concept, and who, yeah, there was some kind of soft sabotage attempts that were interesting to see, the sociological aspect of it. Um, and yeah, like we had some income sources that we relied on that people fucked up for us. So
mm.
uh, someone could even say that some people stole from us. But
Yeah, but then, Santi, because those things are easy to avoid if
mm,
you know about if you know that can happen up front. So
yeah,
the third one will be a huge success. I think everybody in the
well,
gallery.
there's a good reason to think so, at least.
Yeah, yeah.
But it will be a success only if you guys come, I guess. Huh?
Come again? Come again?
But it will be a success only if you two guys manage to come
I would. Yeah, there is no excuse and no reason not to.
next year. Yeah.
I'm totally aware of that.
Actually, there was someone who came to the festival who used to work with Thomas.
Ash.
Yeah,
I
he,
love Ash. He's
yeah,
he's he's such a nice one. He's from Australia.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who is a very cool DJ and digger under the name of Dingo Tracks. Who's, I think, I would say that he's pretty much aligned in taste with you when it comes to exotic releases.
Yeah, he was dangerous working for me because he found so many records that I needed to buy. So he has close to the same taste as I have.
Mm. And yeah, he was there and did some chill out DJing for the festival as well.
Dinger tracks?
Dingo Tracks.
Go tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're here for the music. And then we talk after the music. Thomas, what do you have for us?
pra logo vem. Ele foi pro cabula, foi comer jaca mole, da cabeça dura. Cala a boca menino, seu pai logo vem. Ele foi pro cabula, foi comer jaca mole, da cabeça dura. Cala a boca menino, seu pai logo vem. Ele foi pro cabula, foi comer jaca mole, da cabeça dura. Cala a boca menino, seu pai logo vem. Ele foi pro
What was that, Thomas?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't think I played this record before. I think I played a 7-inch long ago from this artist, Brazilian artist. This guy.
This guy with the hat. Okay.
You are Donato?
I thought when I saw the jacket, I thought that was a holiday picture from DJ Zouk, but it's not.
It could be. Yeah.
Could be, right?
I think again one of those records that were not so hard to find 5-6 years ago, but everybody asked me for it now. Oh, do you want to sell it?
Okay. Yeah, but it was very, very cool. I loved it. Stunty, you know that?
Yeah, it's a great record. Really, really good.
Tell us a bit about the artist, Stunty. If you know
Sorry?
something. Tell us a bit about the artist. I have no idea.
No, it's not something it's a record I know. I have friends who are specialized in Brazilian music who play that record fairly often. It's a record that matters to them, and when they play it, it's one of these records that is not necessarily fully in my wheelhouse that I really enjoy. It's I think. Because it's kind of in between different things. There is a dub aspect to it.
Sure,
I think that well, it's not surprising that would appeal to Thomas then, but not that it appeals to me either. It's not a typical traditional Brazilian groove. That record, I would say.
When did this one come out?
1973.
73. Okay, 52 years only.
Yeah. I have to ask you because I met as this guy we talked about before, together with a guy. I think he had something called Mapambasuko. Were they playing at your place?
No. No. It was just him. But next year we might have some more stuff with him. So who knows? But that record, is it something for the OBC?
No.
Yeah.
No, I keep it.
Yeah, I understand it.
That's deeper.
Yeah, it's there's some good tracks on it, but all in all, it's good from start to end. It's one of those where you can listen to the whole album and it's really good. He has a good voice and a good feeling to the album, and a little bit different than all the other Brazilian, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Oh, Christopher here, he asked me how Christer Botin was. It was really great. And
that was one of the acts at your festival, right?
Yeah, it was the Swedish jazz man. Remember that album I played a few weeks ago? Yeah. And so I asked him, so he played in a duo where they played this African instrument that is both a drum and a lute, and a guitar. And they start the track, and then after 40 seconds he stops, like clean into it, like there was a mistake, and he says, "Oh, I forgot something," and then he draws from his pocket here a ring for the finger that is a bit specific, and then he said, "I'm married to this instrument," and it's a ring he needed it to play the percussive aspect of it. So I don't know if it was, the theatrics, that a little bit of a trick he's doing, or if it was genuinely that he forgot, but that made that opened the empathy between the audience and him immediately when he did that. So yeah.
Mukwam wants to know if Yunus was
No,
there.
but the handover, Ali Asa from Cairo was here.
Stunty.
Well, I have something for you. It's true. And as we always try to kind of have a sort of answer to each other with Thomas, is this an answer? Maybe. It's actually
Maybe not.
coming. Yeah, it's actually coming from a country that has a border with Brazil. So it is. Let me see. And there we.
Ça c'est un bel jour. Bon Dieu campagne la vie. Panique et conscience. Et pourtant il vient là. Où t'es en l'esprit nous. J'ai demandé nous à rien. Et si je dis nous là. Mais c'est grâce à mon Dieu. Ça fait du tout bon. Moi la carte meilleure. Ça fait du tout bon. T'as gardé la vie marcher. Ça fait du tout bon. On t'a fait ça qu'il faut. La vie a sous la terre. Faut tout préparer comme en l'école la vie a. Ça fait du tout bon. Ouais la gâche meilleure. Ça fait du tout bon. Regardez la vie marcher. Ça
time.
Jean-Paul Pognon.
Say it again.
Jean-Paul Pognon.
I love when a Frenchman talks French.
And that name is insane because this is
Yeah.
from French Guyana.
Yeah.
This is a Zouk record that is kind of also, I don't know, it could be almost like what's his name, the blind guy,
Ray Charles.
no,
The
from the
other
same
blind
time.
guy.
Come on, Stevie Wonder. It could be like a Stevie Wonder track a little bit,
Yeah,
but
that's
with a Zouk feel. But what's funny like, of course, all the people who play there, they have like the most French names because in the colonies, or it's not really a colony, but kind of like they wanted to be so much more French
nobody
than the French.
ignores you, Winston. Sorry, nobody.
No, Winston, he's talking about Brian Johnstone Massacre, and which is for me is a band that is almost like a fan band of Spaceman Free. So like they're great. Actually, the guitar player of one of the band who played is one of the guitar players of Brian Johnstone Massacre band when they tour in Europe. But yeah, so
But back to the record. I have one question.
Yeah.
Which year, and is this jacket, this cover art, parody or serious?
it's they had no clue about what they were doing in like most Zouk records from the early 80s is like I could show you just so many, and maybe I will, like they are so horrible in a way, but the one part that you won't understand is that pognon in French is slang for money. It's like
Okay.
dough,
Mhm.
and it's such a word from the 80s in a way, and just everything about that cover is just absolutely perfect to me.
When did it come out? Is it an 80s record or
Yeah,
late?
It's from I think it's from 81, something like that. It's still like you can hear in the production there is some reverb and echo on some of the horns that might not yet be fully synthetic, like most of these records would be by 84. Also, Jean-Paul here, he does the singing, the percussion, and the chorus. So there is a studio element. It's not just a band, a traditional like local party band who was recorded. And he's an
I mean, because
arranger.
I asked for the jacket because this also could be a jacket from nowadays when Boomcat does something really cool. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I
Right?
know what you mean.
It could.
And
It just could be.
Emilio here corrects me, says he's from 85, which makes sense yeah, in a way because of like 81, it would either be completely synthetic or not at all or barely. And there is some element, but like what I appreciate with this is that he manages to incorporate electronic music production in it in a way that actually doesn't feel dated nowadays to me. Maybe 15 years ago it would have felt a little bit dated. Now it kind of reaches a sort of timelessness quality.
Mhm.
And also,
When did you buy that record?
recently.
Recently. Okay, you discovered it recently, or you found it?
This one I discovered. I've been on a Zouk rabbit hole for quite some time now,
Mhm.
because first, it's a paradoxal music genre for me. Like it was extremely popular in France when I was a teenager, discovering music with Nirvana. So that was 100% not for me, that kind of music. But for years, it was in my mind the kind of music that was like the most obviously bad music in a way. But that was just a cultural bias and a generational bias. And at one point, I felt like,
Now you make me think. Sorry to interrupt.
Hmm?
Remember, I once showed you a sampler, a very beautiful sampler I had from France about this scene that from Paris, but that's not Zouk, I think, or maybe it was. Can you get a little bit deeper and explain what Zouk stands for? Because also French Bizarre said there is a certain
yeah.
approach to
Well,
it.
that's a Zouk record for sure. Like the sort of cluelessness about aesthetics, and you put yourself on the cover, like you're an artist. It's like very first degree. There's no subtlety about it. There's no irony or anything, or very little. Sometimes you remember it's kind of also the time of when kung fu movies were like the most popular in the video club. So just imagine.
Aren't they still? No, there are no more video.
Yeah, well, but the thing, yeah, and Hit Bombat asked me about the disc depths, and of course this is on Depths, which is one of the two big labels for that kind of music. So you could argue that it's Afro-Caribbean music, and
also with a little Latin influence, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit different though. Also, well, there's also the fact that they sing for most of the time in uh, Guyane, French Guyanese, which is French, but with a heavy accent and with some words that are local. So that also brings a very specific flow to the, because it's music that is very rare. You got instrumental Zouk tracks. I have some that are completely futuristic, like it almost sounds like Drexia, because it was the same area, and they often used synthesizers, drum machines, because like they produced a lot of records, and it was very popular in France in the nightclubs for black people, so that they would have their own subculture for partying. Uh, the biggest band was Kassav, and the second biggest band would be Zouk Machine, which was the female chorists of Kassav. But if you listen to early Kassav from the late 70s, it's like some of the best funk you could think of. That happens to be the beginning of the modern Zouk. Like you have some Zouk records in like 74, 75, but then it's way more traditional. I'm really interested in like the stuff that happened between 81 and 87, uh, before it becomes sanitized and ready for TV in the Métropole in France. But when they're kind of experimenting with the instruments and doing it with whatever means they have, which is not that much. Guyane people are not rich. And also the topics of the songs often are, when it's not about like the traditional, like, I want to have sex with you in a very disguised way. It's about, we need to get some gas bottle for because they didn't have electricity. So the theme are very, very pragmatic, and they managed to do a whole song about something that we would never think of doing a song about such a tedious topic. But yeah, I'm glad that Manfred Schlock liked it. Another aspect that is interesting, and I'm interested in hearing
By the way,
Thomas' perspective.
It's not Manfred Schmock.
Schlock.
Stock, exactly. Because
Schlock. Yeah,
because
sorry.
Schmock is something very
negative
in German, at least in German.
There's always been diggers and DJs who are into soul funk and African sounds, Afro-Caribbean, but there's not really yet, to the best of my knowledge, DJs that have specialized in that kind of music, that have dug deep into finding what might feel fresh now in this music rather than what was popular back then and that we still play because some people are old enough to remember.
Remember it, yes.
So for me, it's kind of fun to dig into that because there's no reference point. There's no one who has written a book or articles about what are the cool Zouk records to look for. So basically, I can only trust my own taste and ears. But maybe I've missed...
Have you seen Thomas Busk's face right now? Because he's already thinking about what's the best way to get into the cool stuff of school. Or are you already into that genre, Thomas?
Yeah, I when I have the chance to get them, I'm into it and I dig into it. It's not an easy way to get in. I think you need time to listen to a lot to find the tracks that suit you. And but this one I really liked.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
I figured you would like it. But do you agree that I don't know any DJ or anyone who has really written deeply about Zouk for our time. Like the history of what was popular back then, sure, but like what, like, having the modern perspective on that music, I don't think there's really many people who are investigating that yet.
I don't know any DJs who like
Mm.
digging deep into this, but it's always moving. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's and that track was kind of slow. So maybe I'll play another track later.
Yeah, but that
If
would be amazing.
yeah.
I'm really a little bit hyped now.
And for Grasshopper, like he wanted to see my T-shirt of Einstoßen den Neubauten I bought in 1993.
Hey, I make you big for that. Do that
Okay.
again, please. Yeah,
It's,
we all know the record, right?
the band, yeah, and it was for their tour in 1993. I saw them in Paris, and I've had this since then. It was a long sleeve T-shirt, but it's so old that I had to cut the sleeves because they were so full of holes.
Nice. And you have a T-shirt from 1991. You still have it.
I have a few, yeah.
That's impressive in a way, but also, to be honest, a little bit frightening.
Well, when you were going to gigs regularly as a teen, there was two competitions: trying to get in the gig for free and trying to get a T-shirt for free from the band. So I had a shitload of
a
T-shirts.
real relief that you said free from the band and not said to get a T-shirt for free too.
No, no, but like it was. So I had a lot of T-shirts. I haven't had a reason to buy new T-shirts unless I like them for since I was a teen.
Thomas,
there's
now
another
you have to answer to that one. I can't wait for that one.
for which one?
From Stunty, the song too.
Oh, yeah. I will play something that already been a hit between DJs, and
Okay.
but we are not moving so far away. We are from Trinidad.
If I tell you now, will you keep on loving me? If I tell you how I feel, will you keep bringing out the best in me? You give me the sweetest taboo. That's why I'm in love with you.
I talk a little bit in it because with Sade you have to be a little careful. But go on. I talk now.
There's a quiet storm, and it's never felt like this before. There's a quiet storm, that is you. There's a quiet storm, and it's never felt this hot before. You give him something that's taboo. You give me the sweetest taboo. That's why I'm in love with you. You give me the sweetest taboo. Sometimes I think you're just too good for me.
Crazy.
Sorry.
That's an amazing version of it. Wow.
I think we went into Soca now, and Rebels is the band's name. I think I have like 8-10 albums from them, but this 12-inch they only made as a 12-inch. It's a label called Strikers. I bought the whole label 10 years ago in New York, and this was one of the hit songs maybe 8-10 years ago at that time, but still looked after 12-inch.
That was amazing. Stunty, do you know that version?
No.
Liked it?
It was. It's funny. I've been. I played at the Shade. Okay, so at the festival we had a sound engineer who was whose name was Is Shade, and I had a record of. I think I played it one time during one of our streams, like a record of Shade deep house edits. That is pretty amazing. And I played it during the festival. But yesterday or 2 days ago, I saw on Phonica 2 compilations, double 12 inches of Shade covers and re-edits that was just released, bootlegs. So, okay.
Club mix. Shade.
Strikers.
Yeah. I don't know.
Where is that from?
It's from
Brooklyn.
Trinidad, Tobago, but
Wow.
they had an office in New York as well, so they have releases both places. I think this one is made in New York, Brooklyn.
Yeah, sorry that I talked into it, but you really have to be careful with Shade.
Yeah,
she's not funny at all when it comes to stuff like this.
she knows how to make a deal. She was the only artist who got 50% of all the sales.
See,
like far away from anybody else. Yeah. See, the cover looked like this. It's white cover.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Trinidad Tobago goes Shade Stunty.
Yeah. Well, I'll go to a little further away. The biggest Zouk band is not from Guyane. It's from Guadeloupe, Martinique. Which is why it's also a little bit different. But like someone in the chat, like I think it was Ivan who was asking Thomas if he has more of that record to sell. I would suppose he doesn't, but the next one I'm playing, it's a dollar bin record. So if you like it, you will be happy. And it has a similar. I really like the intro of that record with these like drum machine sounds that were pretty raw. But this one, it's not like a full-on party Zouk track, but well, we'll see what you guys think about it. Jean-Claude Neimro.
Easy.
So he was so Kassab was a vocal band with tons of musicians. He was one of the lead singers, but he was also the keyboard player. So the guy who was the melodist of the band in a way. And this is his first album from '85, same year as the other record I played. Well, it's. I mean, some people have made some really excellent comments. I think in the chat. Who would have known that like people in France would do like proto house tracks like that would totally exist in a parallel dimension, completely ignored by the rest of the world outside of the people who were there to live it in a way. But it's not that surprising considering, well, they used the machine that were available at the same time people in Detroit or Manchester or Chicago used them. So they just put their own, well, Caribbean spin on it. And and this is a record. You should never pay more than $10 for it. So
okay, that's a nice price.
Yeah.
Where do you find most of those records on?
In France. In France.
Yeah.
But this is on the GD label, which is one of the two big labels for Zouk, in my opinion. And I mean, no one is digging for these records right now. I mean, I think it's starting a little bit. I've heard people. I mean, I've DJed some of that music for the past few months now.
And now that you talk about them, probably means you have all those you want to have now. Almost.
Well, not really yet. But there's some funny stories. Like, so because if you're French and you know how to dig online as a French person, you could find some of these records for five or for less euros. Whereas if you go on Discogs or in eBay and all that, it will be 30, 40, 50.
Yeah. That's the price of being time efficient.
Yeah. What did you think of that one, Thomas?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It was like not totally what I would just buy, but for a few euro, yeah. I've always it has something.
Yeah, it's a grower. It was so funny. Someone mentioned a guy called Gerald Woodure in the sort of simplicity of the track. It doesn't have the oomph factor, but it also has like the 808 drum machine, obviously, and yeah.
So, Thomas, your turn.
I have found something that I don't know if it's €1 or €100
or $1 million
or 200. I think it's not. It's never been on Discogs. It's never sold on the internet. It has some amazing drums, and the drums in the beginning like that could make it an expensive one. But it's also have a listen to it.
Yeah.
Put your hand in the hand of a man who still the water. Put your hand in the hand of a man who come to see. Take a look at yourself then, you can look at others differently. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Every time I look into the holy book, I wanna tremble. But when I read about the part when a carpenter cleared the temple, all the vices find are different people than what we've meant to be. And it causes me shame to know we're not the people we should be. Mama thought taught me how to pray before I reached the age of 7. When I'm down on my knees, that's when I'm close to heaven. Daddy lived his life with his kids and a wife. You do what you must do, but he showed me enough for what it takes to get a good one through. Put your hand in the hand of a man who stilled the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at all this differently. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Put your hand in the hand of the man who stilled the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at all this differently. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. Put your hand in the hand of the man who stilled the water. Oh, put your hand in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Take a look at yourself and you can look at all this.
Thomas the Vinyl Viking, yeah. Loved it.
Where do you think it's from?
I would say United States.
The singer was a beauty queen. She was I think she was Miss Philippines at some point.
So thanks for not showing the cover.
And since you know everything about her, how many packs of cigarettes?
Look,
How many packs of cigarettes was she smoking every day?
I think a lot.
Yeah.
She always did this those 80s songs. The other side is Rose Garden.
Wait a okay.
Helen
But the
Gomorrah.
other, that was an amazing song, and it reminded me, of course, of Nancy Sinatra and stuff like that a bit, right?
Yeah.
Or am I outlying here?
No,
No, in that area.
it's like American pop, but in this case from Indonesia.
Yeah.
Crazy. How did you get that record? You just found it by accident, fell over it, and said, oh, let's play that? Or how do you find those 7 inches?
I just fell over it, and this when it says it's been $125 at some point.
Oh, okay, then okay.
You find out what is it,
But-
and it has a label I never seen before, so it's always interesting
Yeah.
to find out what is this about.
It's like Victor, but without the T. It's,
Yeah. Vico?
So for the very first time, I don't think it makes any sense to ask Stunty about the artist, what he does know about her, right? What do you say to them? You liked it? You discovered something in it that
I
you
mean,
said, oh, that's cool?
it's yeah, it was a good track. It's as you said, I think like the Nancy Sinatra is adequate. I think it was more loungy in a way. Like he had the drum break at the beginning is probably what some people would get that record for. But as soon as you had like the arrangement with all the horns, then it becomes a little more normal in a way. But that's also kind of what's cool about it. The fact that you had this kind of very heavy psychedelic drum break at the beginning, and then you get something a little more normal. That's a nice contrast, and there will always be records like that we keep discovering, because that's the nature of this was obviously exogen from Indonesia. This was obviously them trying to do something that sounds like the music that was popular in a way, but while doing that, often you can't help but include something from yourself that makes it not that big back then, but that makes it more interesting to us now.
Exactly. That's so true, because having it not that straight way makes it, at least from nowadays perspective, way cooler and way more special, right?
Mm.
I think it's fun when you have a track that you totally forgot, but when you can sing from start to end and then hear it again. And like, what was the original? And I think the original is like a one euro record from Ocean.
Yeah.
A huge 80s hit.
So, Rüdiger, Helen Gamboa, please, Mr. Postman, also on Vicor.
By the way, just I know we we forgot about it, but like we had this weird question from Winston that was asking Thomas what's his favorite record ever, which is the kind of question we try to avoid because it's impossible to answer questions like that. But
I know how much Thomas loves that question.
Yeah, so don't take it personally, Winston. It's we will answer that question when you least expect it, I guess, because
exactly. And you know, sometimes it's difficult when Stunty is talking about Zouk music, and when I then say, Stunty, wait a second, Thomas, what's your favorite record of all time?
Yeah,
that's really difficult to handle. So please, Winston, please.
No, but the fun part is that it will happen. You will get an answer, but the fun part is that you will get it when you ask questions like that. We're nice people, so we're going to answer, but not straight away and not necessarily in the most direct way, because it's impossible. Otherwise, yeah. And on that note, I'm going to play a record from I'm going to play a song from a band I really don't like. I don't hate them, but like they're always been like meh for me.
But you have a record. You have a meh record.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that song I really like. It's also not kind of music I'm looking for these days normally, because it's music from my teen years. It's like kind of punk rock, grunge, but it's also like a female singer, American. So it was kind of an echo of what Thomas was playing anyways in that regard. And that song is quite more melodic and has a little bit of an allure to it, I think. And I liked it enough to.
Break? Is there a drum break at the beginning?
Nah, not really. It's more like a. It's gonna annoy a few people. It's not. I mean, if you're into
so lovely and so mellow today, so you are good for one.
Oh, it's still like a nice song. So it's a grunge song in a way, but not grunge. It's like a punk rock song, but it's still like a. You tell me after. I guess
I will.
It's and there we. Oh.
Stunty. Cool. Damn it.
Yeah, it's a cool song.
It is.
I know someone like in the chat said like everyone automatically jumping on sounds like this band.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like this and that. Yeah, but that comes with the business in a way. Come on,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
nothing wrong
and
with it.
it's true. And I would say for me, this is like also Mugwump, who loves them. He said it's one of their straighter songs. I think it's their most psychedelic song actually. So in a way, it kind of is because it has this like repetitive groove, which is the trance aspect that someone heard maybe from the Velvet Underground. But for me, it's more like the post-hardcore sound of Slint, this guitar sounds with the slacker rock of Pavement, prime Pavement, and yeah, it's kind of different from most of their other stuff, even if their other stuff is a little more nervous than this. But I absolutely love this song, all these parts, and it manages to surprise every now and then, even if it has like this absolute 90s, early 90s indie punk rock sound, for lack of better grunge word.
Mhm.
But yeah.
How often do you listen nowadays to grunge, Stunty?
Well, the thing is, my definition of grunge is pretty narrow. Like,
Okay.
so there's not that many bands. Like, I'd rather say punk rock than grunge, anyways. And
Okay.
well, I still listen to. Is Sebado grunge? I don't know, but Sebado I still listen to regularly, fairly often. It's yeah, the grunge I have that I think has uh, managed to to be timeless. I think a track like that is obviously you could definitely say this is from like 92, 93, 94, not before and not after,
Not after.
but it still has a sort of timelessness.
Yeah. Thomas, you hear me or you're below? What's your take on grunge, Thomas? Because we two never listened to a grunge record. Now I realized.
I think I played it so much when it came out,
Mhm.
and at that time I only knew the like most popular songs, but I think it's something that I don't hear that much anymore. But when I see the covers, I still like to see them, and I have a good feeling with it. But it's a thing that I could in the future want to maybe dig a little bit more into when
Will we see a huge revival of grunge in a way, or is it
So
not necessary because it's
it will.
always?
I think it will always be there. So I'm not.
Mhm.
It's never disappeared because it has some huge track that keep on.
and this is not really grunge. It's just that I named grunge to give a wider reference point,
Yeah,
uh, that I guess so that everyone understands. But yeah, this is like between indie post hardcore. It's indie post hardcore technically,
I thought that a little bit too.
but everything you kind of like is krautrock, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, otherwise I would not like it. Have you heard that Madonna krautrock? That's amazing.
Well,
Thomas,
I don't really know what to answer to this,
you
but
already did. You already did. You played it a lot at the time, but now you don't do it that much. So that
yeah.
was your answer.
But
No
also to
need.
the track that was there. But I think I will go a little bit psych in that.
Science. for sure war material, huh?
Yeah. I think this label is worth also to dig into everything that's on this label.
Yeah.
Nice one. Stunty, you have that record?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I don't think it's that super rare, but it's one that everybody wants. So once in a while, you get into the
Yeah, but if you have a not so common record that everybody wants, that's also a definition of rare, right?
Yeah, but I have them both in mono, and those are rare.
In mono?
In mono, they're extremely rare.
Okay. Which one do you prefer? It's not. Yeah. Okay. No. That's.
I think the three first album all have something that I really like on them.
Stunty, you have the mono or the stereo?
I have the mono, but the thing is that ever since I was a kid, that record has been hyped. I don't remember a time where there were not people excited about the record. Of course, it's rock.
I thought that. Sorry to interrupt, but I thought that fits it perfectly because Mukwump wrote, "This record was a new world for me as I discovered it in the 80s, so 45 years ago, 45 years ago."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think that is one of those records when you say, "Oh, yeah."
Like everyone knows it. Not everyone has listened to it, but it's because the cover, I guess, is so iconic and so many aspects of it make it. It's a cool record with all the baggage that comes along with it. I would say, like in 2025, you just listen to it because you like it. There's nothing like you're not gonna like break the news or like turn minds on it. But I guess what's interesting is what it has influenced and how. Like for example, if you think about the Black Angels' second album, I think, which is as much of an homage to the Spaceman Free, the Velvet Underground, and the Doors. The cover colors it's like this exact same green and the same orange, so it's not an accident. Do I have it here? I'm not sure. No, but so yeah, it's and it's new to Andreas, so there's always someone.
Right, exactly. And this record for me is also a little bit Den Bosch, because in Den Bosch you see it always.
Yeah.
Always, right? This is such a wall record. Everybody who has it puts it at the wall. Every dealer who has it.
Well, I'm going to answer with some more American psychedelic rock, blues. A record, full disclosure, that I was sent by the label. And it's a pretty cool label from the US. That has been around for quite some time and are doing some cool stuff. And this is actually a reissue, but it's the first vinyl issue of a sort of underground cult record from the mid 90s of indie blues noise, whatever it is. It's a little shorter than what I've played so far, so bear with me. And I think it might be my favorite record from that artist, who I'm not a big fan of, but I think he's great. And this record is, so I was happy that they reached it. And there it is. Voila.
Nice. Hypnotic.
Yeah, sort of meditative pieces
Yeah.
of electric guitar with the background in blues, but also like letting go from all the sort of uh, cultural or aesthetic knowledge about it. It took me a while to appreciate Lauren Mazak and Connors, and I'm not like a fan of everything he does, but he's been like a big hero for the avant-garde punk rock experimental indie scene of the 90s and 2000s, and I think that I'm probably, imagine if you were actually listening to this live, seeing him, like, this is kind of music that stops time in a way, and I can appreciate from that perspective even more, because you could probably argue that, oh, I can do it myself with my electric guitar,
No.
but yeah, it's not all about the technique, it's about the intention and the context.
Oh, hello, silent one. Nice. Thank you, Dove.
Salut Dove.
Oh, Dove, yeah. Thomas.
I'll quickly try to find some. I don't have that much rock with me, but I have something I think is. Can go a little bit with this.
Damn it.
It might be the opposite of the nice track before, but
It's super groovy, yeah.
super groovy from Chile.
Chile, okay.
I can't remember the year, but 1972.
Wait a second, please show it. No, yeah.
But even if it's groovy, there's still a sort of like almost free jazz quality to it. It's the last track, right? You played.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, I remembered it. It's a freaky track. Like if you didn't have like the parts that are groovy, then a lot of people would be probably weirded out by the track. Like this very long percussion drum solo, like that's like if you don't give the context before, it could be perceived as something very different than groovy, I would think, which I really appreciate how they're fucking with your expectations in a way.
Yeah, they do a track of James Brown as well, Hot Pants, and they do a lot of things. And I think they did the sampling for Grooves in the Heart, which was
Okay.
in the 80s. Like, this sampling is also from this one.
So, gentlemen, 90 minutes are done. So, Stunty opened the show. So, that will be Stunty's last track. And then we will get Thomas' last track. Why shit?
Because I didn't plan this as my last track, but okay, well.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it's a response to what Thomas was playing on the British Decca label.
British
so very
Decca.
collectible for certain people. So the fact that this released on Decca in 1974 is not in the archives tells you that the story is not yet fully written.
that I do agree on. That I do agree on. Crazy stuff.
So it's a guy called Michel Dantrich, with the help of two other master 12-string guitar players. The title means blown out or blown up guitar, and it's absolutely crazy. Both sides are really insane. There's times where you can hear that there are really, really great guitar players, which I don't care about that, but it's also interesting when you see someone really trying to subvert the instrument on that level. And in 1974, like,
when you come next time to Germany, bring that record with you. I really want to listen to that with you.
All right.
That's
well,
cool.
And you know the cool thing about it? It's so much under the radar that it's a cheap record. It's still very, very cheap.
Okay. But I wait until you bring it.
Yeah. Okay.
I decide what else.
And and you're right, because it's actually supposed to be a quadriphonic stereo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Thomas, you close the evening with your song "We Will Blend Out."
Yeah, and there'll be one copy less later tonight of that album.
For sure, at least one. But before you do that, Thomas, and talk a bit about the record and play it, thank you so much. You have been amazing yet again tonight. Thank you so much for all those records. A lot of us, me included, haven't heard ever about.
Can I just add a quick thing, please, Michael?
Yeah, of course.
At the beginning, since we were talking a little bit about the festival, I've started a Substack channel, and the latest post I did there is a kind of like article I wrote about the festival and my thoughts about it. So if you're interested in knowing a little more about it, it's
write
the
a
same.
comment, Thomas.
Yeah. It's Stunt Rock Confusion on Substack. So I'll write it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great one for sure. And after that long absence, because I almost forgot that it wasn't only 4 weeks, because the last one I think we did on my German channel. So it's
That's right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we did that on the German one.
Yeah.
Okay, Thomas, you have been amazing too, and now I'm really, really eager to get that 13th floor finally. Really, I am now, because that song was wow.
But I'll end up with something totally different. I think we need a little bit to dance out in the summer night here in whoever listen. This is a compilation album that I always bring when I'm playing. It has 6 tracks, but all 6 tracks is something I can play on a DJ set.
Okay.
I'll show while it's playing. I'll show which track I'm playing.